Napping is really important for babies and toddlers, but how much should we reasonably expect your little one to sleep per nap? Today I am answering your sleep question. My 5-month-old can't seem to sleep longer than 1.5 hours for his long naps. Any ideas? And the good news is, yes, I have lots of ideas, so stay tuned. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Nikki, and I'm one of the founders of a company called Little Ones. At Little Ones, we specialise in infant and toddler sleep solutions, which we deliver through our mobile app. Being parents ourselves, we understand how hard sleep deprivation can be for you and your whole family, and we also know how difficult it is to find reliable, trusted advice out there on the wide world of the internet. We would love to help you and your family on your sleep journey through our comprehensive sleep programs. So please check out our website www.little1s.co to see how we can help you. So to your sleep question with your 5-month-old. First of all, I'm going to say a nap of 1.5 hours is still a really great nap. And I know there'll be a lot of people out there saying, I wish my baby would sleep for 1.5 hours. I think the trap that a lot of parents fall into is worrying that their little ones should be sleeping for X amount of time and they should be doing this and they should be doing that. Unfortunately, when it comes to babies, there can be no hard and fast rules for every single baby because every situation and every family is different. Every baby to an extent needs slightly different sleep needs than another baby of the same age. That said, there is still a general amount of sleep that we would expect to see at each different age, allowing for variation. So at 5 months, what you would ideally be seeing is your little one having 3 naps a day. The first nap being about 30 to 40 minutes long, then a nice long sleep across the middle of the day of ideally 2 hours, followed by a shorter late afternoon nap to get them through to bedtime. So the structure that we like to use is short nap, long nap, short nap. If you're worrying that your little one is only sleeping for 1.5 hours per nap, my first thought around that is it really depends what nap of the day that is. If it's that first morning nap, you probably don't actually want them to be sleeping for that long, so they're already sleeping for a really long time. If it's that lunchtime sleep, you want them to be having a nice long nap, ideally 2 hours, but that said, 1.5 hours is still a really great nap for your little one to achieve. So if your little one is having an hour and a half at that lunchtime sleep, and you're aiming for 2 hours, what I would look at doing is pulling back the length of their morning nap. So if they're having more than, say, 40 minutes in the morning, you might want to trim the length of that nap back because sleeping less in that morning nap will definitely encourage them to sleep longer on the next nap. What you can also do here is extend the awake time between those naps. So if your morning nap is sounding like it's the right length to encourage a nice long lunchtime sleep, then the next step would be to push that lunchtime sleep back a bit over the course of a couple of days to let your little one adjust and give them some more awake time between naps so your little one is good and tired that they're going to have a longer, more restorative nap. Also, at this age, you would be wanting to make sure that your little one has had a really good feed before the nap because getting closer to 6 months, their appetites definitely ramp up as they start getting ready for the introduction of solids. So it could just be that your little one is waking earlier from that nap because they are genuinely hungry and you are heading, like I said, toward that 6-month mark. So that's something to think about there as well. So that's definitely where I would start with trying to get a longer nap than an hour and a half for that lunchtime sleep. Shorten the morning nap and extend, if necessary, the awake time between the morning and the midday nap and see how you get on. But like I said, if you're worrying about an hour and a half at every single one of the 3 naps, then you shouldn't be. I would be worried if your little one was sleeping for an hour and a half for 3 naps a day at this age because that's actually a little bit too much daytime sleep and you're probably experiencing some battles at bedtime and potentially quite a lot of night waking caused from the heavy amount of sleep during the daytime. So it is a bit of a balance and sometimes can be a bit tricky getting it right. If you'd like a little bit more help around the ideal nap structure for your little one at any age, make sure you visit our website and we can help you a lot further from there. Thank you very much for watching today, and I'll talk to you again soon.